Sounds great.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Good Guy Sports. I'm David Goerke, alongside with my co-host Blake Weinberger and Mike Roby. And my dad will be joining me at approximately 5:20 a little later this evening. So right now, before we get to all the and as you can see in my background, this week is the Churchill Downs Kentucky Derby with actual horse racing. It makes it a very special place for people to watch that happens every year. So it's just a very special moment for me to for my background to have on this week. So we'll get to that in a second. But first, we're going to be talking about some baseball stuff that Uncle Mike and I want to get to. So the first thing I want to start off with is if you ever read this article that I was reading about before you came on the air with me, is that the Braves decided to stop using the celebration homers with the big hat after complaints from the company from New Era, who owns the big old hat celebrations with the Braves, which puts into like mixed reactions into fans on social media. And before I get to you on this, I want to read this. It says the Braves can no longer use the oversized baseball cap to celebrate home runs after complaints from New Era, who did not manufacture the big hat used by players in the dugout, which I don't know, some sort of seems like a copyright complaint to me. Whatever it is, I feel like they just did like a mistake for whatever who had this idea. But according to a report, the Braves have confirmed to the ABC affiliate in Atlanta, WSB TV, says that in Atlanta that the celebration was nixed because of the request from New Era. The larger than life received a lot of play, as Atlanta currently ranks second in baseball in homers, just trailing the Tampa Bay Rays. And you can see here that the fans have drawn negative feedback in social media after this news broke. So, Uncle Mike, you being a supporter for the second team as one of your favorites behind over the Nats, of course, your reaction to it, and tell me if the Braves deserve better after hearing all this.
Oh, you got to have fun in baseball. That's the
Right.
greatest thing in baseball in recent years is the celebration in the dugout. You got to let them have fun. Oh, I'm disappointed. No, they need to do that. The Nationals have started with wearing a powder wig now.
Yeah, I saw that. It reminded me a bit of a like a presidential kind of like a wig that he put on.
Yes,
That yes,
exactly.
so they use that every time like they score a home run,
Hmm.
which I think has become a is become a new trend for this team,
Yeah,
which I think pretty much which I think every MLB team should be doing from now on.
yeah.
But
By
yeah,
the way, Alex Call hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the ninth to beat the Cubs. We took the Cubbies 3 out of 4.
well, at least you didn't get swept. That's all we're
Oh,
gonna say. Well, kind of like with the Braves almost getting swept with the Mets, but it's great. But it's great that you guys won a game against the Cubs, and at least you guys didn't get swept, which would be a really a bad thing, by the way. But at least you guys finally
oh,
walked final to win a game, like you said.
yeah, yeah. I tell
Like,
you,
why 4 games? That's kind of funky. Why
yeah.
four?
Well, every once in a while, a series is 4 games. Most series is 3. Every once in a while, they have a 4-game series.
If you win
And
all four, you put the broom up and get something else out.
oh yeah, yeah. You get a bigger broom. We lost Monday night, but we've won the last 3.
Mike, what are your and Jackson's thoughts on the Savannah Bananas?
Oh, I love it.
Okay,
It's
They're awesome.
it's great. It's like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
but it seems like that some of the guys are actually pretty decent ball
Yeah.
players. That's
Well,
the funny
yeah.
part.
Yeah, well, they got to be. In order to carry on the way they carry on, they got to be good athletes.
Hmm.
But,
Yeah,
it's all about entertainment. It's all about having fun. I mean, if I lived near there, I'd be going there a lot if I could get tickets. But
well,
I think
I
that's
don't know.
the yeah.
I think I told you guys this the last week or something. I might have repeat myself, but they have 1.4 million followers on Instagram, and the number one team, the Tampa Bay Rays, have 450,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
people want to have fun and be, entertained. I think it's
Have,
great.
have you read the rules? Have you seen the rules of their
I've
game?
seen some of the rules. I love the rule where if one of their fans catches the foul ball, the other guy's out.
Correct. God, it's so
I
good.
love that.
It's so good.
Talk about fan participation.
I bet the Chicago Cubs would have loved to have had that happen when what is the guy's name who caught the foul ball?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
What was his name?
I can't remember, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Green
Yeah.
turtleneck,
Uh-huh.
headphones on, Chicago Cubs hat. I was him for Halloween one year, and one
Yeah.
girl knew who I was.
Yeah. Oh, he
Jackson, what was that
was.
guy's name?
The guy who threw the foul ball.
No, who
No,
caught the foul
Oh,
ball?
who
yeah.
caught the foul ball?
Mikey, do you know who he robbed? Let's see how good your knowledge is. Do you know what player he robbed the foul ball
No,
from?
You're
no,
gonna
I
have to, you're
don't.
gonna have to look. You're gonna have to look this up because I didn't watch that game. Uncle Mike probably did, but I didn't since I don't since I
Steve Bartman.
Steve Bartman, that's it. Yep,
okay.
Bartman.
yep. They said when
Yeah.
they finally won the World Series, they offered him a company offered him $1 million because he's
Mhm.
been hiding. He's kind of wanted a private life. He never
Yeah.
wanted the attention, and the company offered him $1 million. They said, "We're no longer mad at you, our fans. We just want to celebrate, you." And he wouldn't take it. He wouldn't take $1 million to go on an advertisement. He just wants to live a hat. And he said he's still a fan, still a big fan.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It was against Dusty Baker was the Cubs manager at the time.
Wow, is he still with the Giants?
No, Dusty
Oh,
Baker is with the
Dusty Baker is
Astros.
yes. Dusty
Oh,
Baker is
that's right.
yes. He is he is currently the manager of the Astros now.
Was
Yeah.
was he with the Cubs when they won it?
No.
Okay.
This was in 2003. It was a playoff game against the Florida Marlins before they
How
became
many
Miami.
how many managers? Who was that pitcher for the Florida Marlins? Had that crazy that was throwing that crazy. I think he was sidearm or something. Who was that? It was just mowing everybody down. And then after about a year, he was done.
Yeah, I don't
Here's
recall.
here's a good trivia question for you guys. How many managers have won with multiple teams? Are there any?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
I'm sure there has been. Uh, uh, oh, what was his name? Yeah, Anderson. Reds. So, Whitey. Was it? I want to say Whitey Anderson, but that doesn't sound right.
Who do you win with? The Reds and who else?
Um, Detroit.
Okay, the Tigers.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah.
who else?
I have no idea what my answer is. I just have
I thought you would know, Jack. Guys, I'm trying to get to the trop. I'm trying to get to the trop and report from the trop for you guys on the Rays. I'll let you know, but I'm gonna try to get down there pretty soon. Okay.
Okay.
yeah,
That's,
yeah, yeah. Have fun before the new place is open in in about a few years from now. Just enjoy it while it lasts because it might not be there very long. Just enjoy the last bits of life of it while you
What are
can
they gonna do,
while you're
Jack?
there.
Are
So
they are they gonna are they gonna stay
that's
in
my
Tampa?
advice. They are going to
Are they
stay in
gonna stay in
Tampa, but there are
St.
going to be
Pete?
some but there's going to be like construction all over that area of town there in St. Petersburg. So might want to
Hmm.
be advised of that if you're going to a game there, but it'll still be around. But I would just take my advice if you're headed that way.
Are there any other domes where you can hit the ceiling in? Is this the last one where the players can actually hit the ceiling with the ball?
I'm pretty sure there is. You had the Astrodome and the Kingdome in Seattle, and then you had the Minneapolis the Minneapolis Dome too. So, but other than that, I think the Trop might be the only North American stadium that still exists. But yeah, after that, they're just all retractable roofs right now.
Yeah. You got to play baseball outside anyway.
Yeah. Nowadays, you just built like nowadays they're building like retractable roofs kind of stadiums.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but dome stadiums are like a thing in the past now. So I think pretty much any professional sports leagues is really really gone past that, and I think they're just moving on to like retractable roof stadiums. So I think it's just really kind of the thing that they're doing nowadays.
Yeah. No, you're right. What's that stadium in Arizona where they retract the grass? They send the grass out.
That would be Chase Field out
Yeah.
there in out
Yeah.
there in Phoenix. Yep.
That's pretty wild. So you're in Louisville,
Yes, I am in
Churchill
Churchill
Downs.
Downs with actual horse racing as I speak. So we got my dad joining me joining me now. I'm getting ready for the Kentucky Derby. And Dad, great to have you on as my guest for the Churchill Downs celebration. And it's always great having you on. And I know you're excited for stuff happens this weekend, but of course the Derby. What's happening? And tell me the vibe and what's happening right there for the upcoming Derby this Saturday.
Well, we're getting our mint julep recipe ready, Jack. It's going to be a great race. The weather report looks fabulous.
76 degrees on Saturday in Louisville.
You got to go with the fast horses. No one's in this one.
Is there going to be a 80-1 long shot winner like there was last year?
I'm going to go with the favorites, Jack. What do you think? Are you in agreement?
I agree. I think the favorites are the ones to beat, and I think they're most likely the ones to take the triple to take the roses. So I think they'll find a way to get it done in this Derby.
So you got Forte, Angel of
Forte to 3-1
Empire, and Tappet Trice,
followed by Angel of Umpire with the 8-1 odds.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you have in the exacta?
Let's see. So I got Forte at 3-1. We got Triple Trice and Angel of Empire. We got Drama Stockbridge at 10-1. Practical Move is at 10-1. King Barnes at 12-1. We got Two Fills at 2-1. Mage at 15-1. Vertified at 15-1. Confidence Game at 20-1 odds. Skinner at fall. We got Skinner, same odds with Dismar, Hit Show. Ward Miles, they're at 31 odds. Followed by Rocket Can, Kanta Usurer, and Jace's Road, and Raisin Kane, and Sun Thunder, and Rain Nate at 51 odds are the horses in this year's field at the Derby. So those are what we have for this year's Derby for their participants who will be racing at Churchill Downs track, the different like races they have every year, but this is just like a very special televised event that they have every year, and that's what makes the sport special, and nothing that you can't ask for what this tournament really has for the show. And Blake Weimer is back with us as he just went off for just a brief second. Now we're talking about the Kentucky Derby, and we want to know what your predictions are for this year's Kentucky Derby. What do you got for us?
Give me the fan favorite. First of all, I love the outfit. I love the background. Give me the fan favorite. Who's got the best odds?
So for me, I've got Forte winning with 3-1 odds.
Ooh,
He's probably the best horse by far in this Derby, as he's won the last previous races for this year, and I think that he is by far the favorite to win this year's tournament for the Roses.
I'm going with Angel of Empire. Arkansas Derby winner.
Okay.
I like the horse's record on dry, fast tracks.
Ooh.
From behind horse. I'm going with Angel of Empire.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up a list of the. I'm trying to pull up a list of the horses right here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
You know, while you're doing that, I think
All right, here we go.
celebrities are we going to see out there this week? We usually see Brady's and his boys out there. Maybe that's done, played out. I don't know. What other sports celebs do we see at the Derby, Jack?
I want to say like Odell Beckham Jr., Aaron Rodgers, and
Yeah.
JJ Watt, people like that.
Yeah.
Maybe some like different professional athletes are there. Are the
Yeah.
ones that show up, different like celebrities. They're the ones that always show up for this for this event of the year and for this season. Probably the biggest race by far out of every other one combined. So yeah, this is a very special event for all of us for pretty much a special event for all of us to tune into for this Saturday, and nothing quite like it.
So Blake, who do you got?
Guys,
Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the two Phils. This is one Phil is the Philadelphia Eagles, and the other Phil is Phil Mickelson. The two I'm gonna go with the two Phils.
Okay. All right. Good.
12-1 odds.
12-1. Cash your $5 ticket. We'll see what you.
There we go.
Yeah.
And I'll take you guys out to dinner.
Mike, who you
Hey.
going?
I'm gonna go with Tappet Trice.
Nice. I like it.
He's I like his pole position in the 5 gate. Yeah, Forte's at 15 and Angel of Empire's on 14.
Yeah, you
but
don't want to be further out than that, do you?
Yeah.
And you don't want to get too tight either. You know, against the rail, starting against the rail can bite you, can it?
Yeah, I like the 5 hole. And I thought that's why I'm going with the Tappet Trice.
Very shrewd move. Very shrewd move.
Mike, if you need help, I'm two beside you. Okay, I'm 2 to the inside. If you need a little help, I'm in a 3 hole.
There you go.
Hey, quick question before I might have to go again. I'm at the doctor's office still. What do you guys think about the Oakland A's situation? It's a dang if you do, dang if you don't. It's like the fans. What are the fans supposed to do? They got one more season to support them, and then do you support them or are you mad at the owner? What do you do?
Move to Vegas.
That's true.
I think if you've I haven't been to an Oakland A's game, but seeing it on TV, I think if you were at a game, you'd be like, why is this team here? You can't get to Vegas quick enough with a new stadium and a built-in huge fan base. It's the hottest sports town in the country. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I got a feel for the fans, though. I mean, all 500 of them that are loyal athletics fans. I mean, it's not their fault.
No.
But nothing that you can do about it for those like hometown fans, because pretty soon, before you know it, there'll be no other professional sports teams in the city of Oakland than they were in the past. But
well, I was without baseball for 34 years, so I know the feeling.
Wait, guys, I just thought about this. I mean, this is probably very obvious to you guys, but I just realized that Vegas took both their teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just thought it. I mean, jeez.
The
no
Raiders.
one from Oakland is ever going to go to Vegas. I mean, they gotta hate that city.
Yeah,
I don't think that's their sister city.
Maybe they have a connection from one another. That's probably my guess.
They need to steal the Golden Knights.
There we go. Make a trade. Come on. Give them something. Give them Savannah Bananas.
Oh,
the Oakland Bananas.
Man.
No, Oakland Bananas.
So Jack, what's the next topic? What do you got on your list there?
So so we're going to talk about another sport that's involving that also has something to do with racing, but I'm not talking about but I'm not talking about horses. I'm talking about, well, I'm gonna be telling Uncle Mike something that he's never even heard of, or he's never even he's never even forced to watch it with his with Aunt Lori probably ever in his life, because Aunt Lori never lets Uncle Mike watch that sport. But we're um we're we're gonna be talking we're gonna be moving on and talking about Formula One racing.
Ooh,
We're gonna now, the top teams that I want to talk about are Red Bull, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, Alpine, Haas team, Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri, and Williams are all the top teams. So that's what we're gonna be talking about right now. There is a race happening at the Miami Grand Prix on Sunday, the day after the Derby. So I do want to get your take on that, Uncle Mike, because I hear that Aunt Lori never lets you watch that sport because it's just too noisy and too loud. And want to get your thoughts on that. And if you know, and I want to ask you if you know anything about Formula One, and I want to know if you ever watch it or ever seen it in your life.
You know, I
Ever
don't
watched Formula One in his life.
I don't know much about Formula One. I've traveled up and down 95 too many times. That's about the extent of it. No,
Mike, have you seen Drive to Survive on Netflix?
no, I haven't.
I want you and the wife or whoever to watch 4 episodes.
Yeah.
And if you're not hooked by
Okay.
then you can shut it down. But to watch 4 episodes, I couldn't have cared less. I didn't know anything about Formula One, didn't care about Formula One. I watched Drive to Survive. I'm
Yeah.
in now. I'm in.
Wow.
I would love to go to a
Yeah,
race.
that's
It's
same
fascinating.
Same thing here. We watched Drive to Survive. Jack and I and Blake watched a little bit of it, but Jack and I hung through. We watched every season, and we couldn't stop watching it. It was so we didn't know much about Formula One. We knew the basics. You know, it's a global phenomenon. It's right up there with soccer. It's amazing, the fan level. It truly is. They have races in Kazakhstan, China, Japan, South America,
Even
Africa,
Baltimore.
everywhere, man. It's massive, and yeah, I think that's gotten a lot of people into Formula One, is Drive to Survive on Netflix. It's one of their top rated series of all time. And
Wow.
it's mainly people, obviously fans watch it, but people have watched it that know nothing about the sport, and immediately you get sucked in. And you know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
David, did I tell you the story where I'm in Vero Beach and I'm at an ice cream shop and a friend of mine are talking about it. She loves it and she loves the Red Bull manager. Uh, she likes the Red Bull team and the manager. And we're talking about it. And the table beside us, very strong British accents, like kind of interrupted us and said, "Are you guys talking about Formula One?" And we were like, "Yeah." And she was like, "I love the manager. I can remember his name for the Red Bull team." And she said, "Oh my gosh, he was my neighbor growing up." And this guy was like an announcer for Formula One for Sky News, one of the British
Yeah.
sports, Sky Sports or something like that.
Sports,
And
yeah.
he was an announcer at Formula One, for 20 or 30 years. It was fascinating. Couldn't believe it. Said he was a super nice guy. I grew up beside that guy his whole life.
Yeah. What's his name? Christian something?
That's right.
Christian something. And then Toto,
Yeah.
the Mercedes guy.
Toto.
They're the big
Christian and
rivals.
Toto are kind of going at it a little bit in the season I'm on Drive to Survive. It's getting a little testy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's big money sports. I mean, I remember to put a logo on their cars, it was it's not millions of dollars, it's tens of millions of dollars.
Jeez.
Wow.
Jeez.
Makes NASCAR look like a little dirt track, nothing.
Agree.
Just
Yeah.
kind of what it is now. But back in it, back in the early 2000s, 90s, when NASCAR was humming, it still was a joke compared to Formula One. I think it's soccer, cricket, and Formula One are the three biggest global sports. out there. But cool stuff. Yeah, check it out,
Wow.
Mike. You got to check
well.
out a couple episodes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is just like must see stuff. You
Mhm.
gotta check out on before before you have to get up to your baseball stuff that you and Aunt Lori have got to you get involved with. So yeah, I'm pretty sure she knows nothing about Formula One racing, but maybe maybe you can start getting into it if you feel like it.
All right. There's a challenge for you.
Yeah,
There it is.
yeah, I'm
There it
challenging
is.
him. I'm challenging him.
I gotta,
Hey guys,
I,
gotta. Oh, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
no, I gotta expand my horizons beyond baseball.
Got
Hey, I
to.
gotta. Speaking
All
of
right,
baseball, I
Blake.
gotta.
Thanks,
Sorry,
Blake.
go.
All right, Blake. Have a great doctor's visit. We'll talk to you later.
Oh no, I was gonna give you guys another story. Sorry.
Okay,
You
sure.
can't get rid of me
Yeah,
so
yeah,
soon.
We're
Sorry.
just teeing you up here.
go right ahead. I've love to
No,
hear
like
it.
so I'm at the College of Charleston's baseball game, and they I think it's the seventh inning or something like that. They got a brand new turf field. It's awesome. They're up 2-1. It's a tight baseball game against Elon, and we're pitching, and the guy throws the pitch. The pitch is midway to the plate. A transformer blows. All the lights mid pitch go off, and of course, I don't really know if the guy caught it, if it hit the catcher, if it hit the umpire, whatever. But they couldn't get the lights cut back on, and they had to actually delay the game till the next day. But what a crazy thing! Have you guys ever seen the lights just go off? I know Wrigley, I think, was the last team, the last Major League Baseball team to get lights, which was a really heated topic for that neighborhood. But yeah, crazy little story there.
Wow. We were up in Baltimore, right? Lori and I, to go see a game. I think it was Mother's Day. This had to have been, mid 90s. And their lights went out. And they could only get 3/4 of the lights back on. And they postponed the game until the next day.
Wow.
And we were sitting there for 2 to 3 hours, and they just couldn't get the lights back up on in Camden Yards. It's like, driving all the way up to Baltimore to see a baseball game.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think that's when we started going to Bowie and saw the AA Baysox because it was a lot quicker to drive. Of course, this was long before the Nationals came into town. It would have been great if the guy, if the batter had hit the ball and then the lights went out. Now that would have been epic.
Well, you imagine being a catcher and a 90-some mile an hour fastball is coming in and all of a sudden the lights go out. I mean, that's that's a little scary.
Yes.
It could be a new feature. Each team gets to turn the lights out and they have a guy in the control room. That could be a nice add-on to the game.
That would have been
David,
something that George Allen, who was the old coach of the Rams and the Redskins, would have pulled.
Well, don't tell the Savannah Bananas, because I feel like they would 100% go for that. The other team gets to click one of the lights off during each inning.
Yeah, that's definitely them. That's on brand.
Guys, what is the Savannah Bananas? Can y'all explain what league they're in? They have no affiliation to MLB whatsoever, right?
Yeah, no, I think it's totally an independent league.
Yeah, they're the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. They're not. I don't even. Yeah. It's not really I don't think they go there to compete. The fans are going there to be entertained, right? I mean, did they really play? I mean, I know they play 9 innings of baseball, I guess, but do they play? Who do they play?
They play the Party Animals. That's what I was going to ask you guys. The only team I know they play are this, and I don't know where the Party Animals. I can't figure out where they're located. But yeah, I'd be very curious to know how many teams are in this league, and also I would really, really, really love to see on national TV on MLB. Here is, such and such player who started his career for the Savannah Bananas, and is now risen all the way through to MLB. I think that'd be fantastic.
Where's Wild World of Sports when you need it?
Hmm.
I mean, they were on Sports Center when I was watching like the SEC featured on it, and they were on TV before, but
Yeah.
not on as an MLB actual team though for a game, not for like a live actual game, but they were on a Sports Center featured segment before on TV, but not during like an actual like game when they were doing when they were doing their actual thing, but they were on TV before.
Well, their games are sold out. You can't get a ticket.
Jeez.
They're doing something right.
They're on a world tour.
I saw that. What does that mean?
Well, I guess they're going to all different cities. Um,
Taking the party animals with them? Maybe it's just them and the party
it's
animals, or they playing
probably
local
well, it's like
teams?
the Globetrotters. The opposing team was always the Washington Generals,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
and they'd always beat the Washington Generals.
They never won.
So wait, what's the Washington Generals record?
Well, there was really no team Washington Generals. As the Globetrotters would just, they pretend that they're playing a basketball game, and of course you have to have an opponent. So they would always,
They never won, Blake. That's their record.
that's their record.
That's the record.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
wait. Some reports say 6, while the team's official website reports having 3 victories over the Globetrotters. One in 1954,
oh,
1958, and 1971. So they went more than a decade without winning a basketball game, but they did win apparently. And I wonder what, maybe is that the Generals revolting and kind of saying, hey, we're not going to
Just say
lose?
they must have been really, really irritated with the Globetrotters, I guess, and went off the script. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
banana ball. That's what they call it. Banana ball.
Funny name. It's a funny name to say for that
Good
team.
stuff.
Good,
Good stuff.
very good stuff. Oh yeah.
So have you guys, in the first few minutes of the show, did you break down the draft yet? Have we done that?
Yeah, we did that. Yes, we did. Yes. Remember we had Uncle Brian on last
Oh,
week.
I know, but that was before the draft. I don't know if you did a draft recap to say, okay, based on, I think one of the things that we found was Blake picked a lot of the right teams, like the right players to the right team. He did some pretty good predictions that show right before the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you guys think in terms of what NFL teams did best? Who won the draft, Jack? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I do. I think the Eagles defense won the draft, and their owner Howard Roseman knows how to get things done in the offseason. They win the offseason. They get players from Georgia, and they by far are the team to beat in the NFC for the Super Bowl, and they really and this Eagles team just knows how to get things done. They acquired DeRonte Swift, who grew up not far from Lincoln Financial Field, who previously played for the Lions. The Eagles, to me, are by far the team that I have that actually won the draft. But my disappointment for the draft is the Jets not getting an offensive line that Aaron Rodgers needs. And although he's getting help from that, the Jets still have some question marks, and I think they got to find a way to get their pieces in. And if they get that addressed, who knows? But they messed out some key pieces for their positions on their roster for that team. And then for me, the quarterbacks, Bryce Young going to Panthers. We all know this was coming. But one of the biggest surprises that I have is Anthony Richardson going to Colts. Like nobody even saw this coming, but it actually happened, and he thought he was going to go a little bit higher in the draft, but he ends up going to Indy, where I think it's great, where I think it's a perfect spot for him anyway, which I think he'll fit in the quarterback system with Matt Ryan over there up in for the Colts. And then Will Levis to the Titans is going to be another fascinating pick, although I don't see him as a week one starter because it's still going to be Ryan Tannehill's job for the QB position. So he can start at least later in the season, but I don't think he'll be a plug and play for him for week one as a starter. But and CJ Stroud to the Texans, I mean that's a boost for them because Texans just haven't been a great football team in the past few seasons. They really need this guy, and I think they stay healthy all year, who knows? They can be the team to beat in the AFC. And I think CJ Stroud, who has had a great collegiate career at Ohio State, can really turn this team in the pro level. And I think that he can definitely give us to what the needs that he can give you for this for any plug and play that he has for this offense for the Texans. And I think the GM and the owner and the whatever they did there I think did a great job. And I think this team just really is taking it to the next step. And I think they'll I think they found their QB. And I think those quarterbacks will have a great career in the special level in the draft. If you agree with me, Dan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think?
Well, yeah, I'm kind of questioning the Commanders' first pick, Emmanuel Forbes. I'm sure he's was great cornerback, but at 166 pounds, that's pretty light.
Yeah.
And then immediately after, with the 17 pick, the Patriots picked Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon. They didn't hesitate at all, which kind of tells me that they probably got the better cornerback, because Gonzalez has got a good 30 pounds on Forbes.
Gonzalez was rated better than Forbes by everybody.
Yeah,
a surprising pick.
I thought maybe it was like I was picking for the Commanders. I mean,
yeah,
so,
right.
But
I mean, the Patriots didn't draft a QB, so it explains to me a lot for the people, for our viewers up in New England, up in Boston or anywhere up in the New England region, just had no idea if they even like this pick. Well, if they're ever listening to our show, then I don't know if they really trust this Gonzalez pick or not, because even though Bill Belichick is still the coach, I'm not sure if they're going to be having some like mixed feelings about it, or with this team. I'm not sure if they like it, or I don't know if anybody up in New England really likes this pick or not. But like you said, Uncle Mike, could be very interesting pick. But
yeah.
But I'm not sure if anybody up in New England likes this player. What do you think, Dad?
Well, I think Gonzalez is going to be a good pro. I think he's going to be a good Patriot. But I think the Patriots this year are going to be 6-11.
Ouch.
Ouch. I think they're going to be in last place, and I think Belichick's going to kind of retire and move on to, who knows, just maybe chilling out. But maybe he'll get one more year after this. But yeah, Mac Jones is the fourth best quarterback in the division. They don't have a roster that compares to even the Jets, the Bills. It's a tough division now. It didn't used to be, but now it is. And yeah, the Patriots' days are over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about the Bruins.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, New England fans got to be hating life.
Yeah, New England fans just are just going to have like a tough, like a rough few days in the office or something, or up there, and just. I mean, they had the Celtics. The Celtics had the high series, but before that, Celtics losing and the Bruins losing. Our friends up, our brother-in-law and our cousins, our family up there, cousin-in-law, is not going to want to hear about that, because they are not going to be happy after what we just heard. Because
yeah,
they're just going to be they are not going to have very smiling faces, and those people up there are just not going to be used to it from what they're seeing. I can tell you that.
The best record in a regular season doesn't matter much when you're knocked out of round one.
No, that was crazy. That was crazy. They still
What about your brothers, Hurricanes?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're off to a great start. They won their game the other night against the New Jersey Devils, and the Hurricanes do have a great home record, but when they're on the road, they're a different team, and you see their numbers are not that great than they are at home. That explains to you a lot how really home teams really matter in the series, like it always has with the Hurricanes, and I think I feel like this trend always happens
Yeah.
every single postseason for this team, which is true, and that's just how it is. This
Well, they
Hurricanes team.
beat the Islanders at home, away.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but at least they got at least they got one away from them.
Yeah.
Very lucky, but other than that, I don't think they're going to steal and never win at the Prudential Center in Newark. That's just going to be a tough, crowded fan base up there. The fans are just so passionate about it. They're very loud and they're
Mhm.
used to it. And I don't really see them getting a road win up in the Prudential Center up in Newark.
All
Yeah.
right.
Tough place to play.
Very tough place to play. And those fans are, like I said, those fans are into. They're like, they're so passionate about it and their fan base, and I know that we're supposed to get my other guest on, but we'll save him for another day. But yeah, I mean, even though he's even though one of our cousins is listening up there, even though he has a job up there in Boston, that his team is definitely got knocked out by a surprising to the Florida Panthers, which
Yeah.
nobody thought they saw coming, but nobody thought this team was going to be great, but but uh but everybody can prove to us wrong that this team definitely showed up in the postseason, and like you said, that it explains to you why the playoffs really matter than it does in the regular season. And yeah, you're right. The Bruins
Yeah.
just are not the same in postseason like they are in the regular season, and that's just how it is, and that's how it's supposed to be. And yeah, those fans are just those fans have got to live with it,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But that's just part of the sport. But yeah, Panthers moving on, and yeah, going to be a long separate off season for the Bruins, especially for the fans up in Boston. And
So yeah,
really that's what's happening right now up there in Beantown. Tough times up there.
doesn't Josh Harris own the New Jersey Devils?
Does he have some of the Devils and some of the Sixers?
Yeah. His consortium is going to own the Commanders.
Yeah. He's going to own a lot of the Northeast sports.
Yeah.
See professional Eastern
Making that
Seaboard
into a
teams.
business.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's I guess that's still in the works and working through the process. Are people looking forward to that? When is that going to close, you think?
Well, I had heard that the NFL owners are meeting again. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion, though. Local news was saying that yet another investor has joined the Harris Group. So a guy out of South America that's worth $12 billion.
Okay. Good
So
to
he's got some solid money coming out, you know.
Mhm.
The the Commanders are lobbying Congress to turn the RFK Stadium area from the federal hands back to the city. And Virginia and Maryland are continuing to make noise to help build a new stadium in for the Commanders now that they know that Snyder's no longer going to be the owner. So a lot more interest has spiked because so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure the owners are going to vote that through very quickly. They can't.
Oh yeah,
get rid of them.
yeah.
And,
Interesting is the you know, because of the cost of buying into a franchise, you're going to have more consortiums like Josh Harris has built where you have many, minority owners from a percentage, perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving home today, and one of the radio commentators was saying it's like Magic Johnson has maybe 4% of the team, and but if you look at the dollars he's put in about as much dollars as Jerry Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys when Jones bought the Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah, even recent transactions where I can't remember what team it was, but it was the first $1 billion team, and it was like, that's insane.
Yeah.
$1 billion for a sports team. And now they're going for 4, 5, 6 billion. The Redskins will go, or the Commanders will go for 6 billion. And the owners are complaining that wasn't enough. He should have gotten 7. So I mean, it's crazy. Where in this, the British soccer teams or Manchester United's rumored to be for sale, and they're considering investors from Qatar and other Arab states, and that's they're wondering if that could go to 10 billion. So it's absolutely mind blowing, the numbers here, but it'd be good to get Snyder out of the NFL. And
I could see the day when these sports consortiums will start issuing stock, just like any other company, but instead of investing in a company, the company you're investing in is a sports consortium. I mean, just to raise money.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. So, what else do we have on the list, Jack, of hot topics for the day? Do we have you guys gone over the latest in MLB yet?
I'm working on it right now. I'm gonna pull up my iPad here and just want to get your thoughts with I want to get Uncle Mike's thoughts on this article that I was reading on. Is that Bryce Harper update? Philly star returning Tuesday. Historically fast recovery from like elbow surgery, being on the disabled list or whatever. From Tommy John surgery, the fastest recovery ever by an MLB player. And if you've, I want to ask, I got to ask you if you've ever seen anything like this ever in your life following baseball. You ever seen anything like that happen before?
I haven't. He went 0-4 is Tuesday, which is not unreasonable since he's getting back into the swing of things, literally. I haven't. It'll be interesting. I know they just have him DHing, and they've had him try out at first base.
Yeah, I think he'd be between DH and first base. That's probably where he needs to be.
With Hoskins out for the season, it certainly would make sense that he would be at first base. But I don't know if he's pushing it and coming back too soon or not. I would just hope that the Phillies coaching staff and training staff would be cognizant of not bringing him back too soon.
Yeah, they'll probably rotate him out of some games in some games.
Yeah.
He's such a, he's a workout beast, so he's been probably as hard as humanly possible to get back.
Yeah.
And he's obviously a great athlete for a baseball player, so I think he could make that transition pretty easily to first base.
Yeah.
Enough reps. So
yeah. Well, speaking of Tommy John, Carter Kieboom is rehabbing in the minors now for the Nationals.
Oh, good to hear.
He had Tommy John maybe about a year ago. So I hope he does well. At this point, the Nationals don't really need a third baseman, but you gotta wish him well. I hope he comes up and does well.
Yeah, absolutely. Tough injury for a baseball player, obviously, but he's still pretty young. I think he can bounce back. I'm sure he'll put it in. So
Yeah.
we'll
I
keep
think he's still 23, 24. No older than that. So that's still young.
Yeah, he's probably, he might be 24, 25, probably. He was in both
Mhm.
class.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, we'll have to keep an eye on him. But boy, I think the story thus far has got to be those, besides the Rays, and we've talked about that, the Pittsburgh
The
Pirates.
Pirates.
Yeah,
Out of nowhere.
yeah, the Pirates.
What's going on in Pittsburgh, Mike?
Yeah. Don't look now. The Pittsburgh Pirates are just in first place, just like that. And
Yeah. Well,
no-
the Pirates historically have always been a great April team. They've always come up hot in April, so
Is
I
this
don't know.
an indication though that they have drafted well through the past few years and they're starting to reap some benefits from the draft picks that they've acquired?
Yeah, I would think so because everybody, once the Pirates reach free agency, they're sort of the rest of the league's farm team. I mean, Garrett Cole, he started with the Pittsburgh. McCutcheon's back with the Pirates, but he left. Josh Bell. I'm really surprised that they Pirates re-signed Reynolds on it for a longer term because that's one of the first ones that in recent history that I believe the Pirates actually landed. But they have always had a decent farm system, but I think you hit the nail on the head. That's one of the reasons why they're good is because they've got good people in their system. But historically, because I mean they're a small market town, they're not. But
Well, the Cardinals are off to. It would be interesting to see are the Cardinals as bad as their record now? Are they going to come back and flip it with the Pirates over the course of the summer, the dog days of summer?
yeah, I don't think the Cardinals got the pitching this year.
Yeah, they might be in for a tough hoe. The Cubs and the Brewers look pretty good.
Well, we took the last 3 games against the Cubbies.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
Dansby hit a home run the other night.
Yeah, we don't miss Dansby too much right now. We have the Braves are getting some good production from the kid Grissom.
Yeah.
A couple other.
Well, how's Acuna? I heard he got hurt. Is he okay?
Anything about him being hurt?
Neither have I.
think he's okay.
Okay.
I think he's okay.
Okay.
He stole a base.
He got hit hit with a fastball in the shoulder.
Okay. Well, he's all
So
right.
I guess he's all right. Yeah, just rub some dirt on it. It'd be fine.
Just through your hand, I think you're all right. But
Yeah. I think the Braves, the Braves they're going to take the NL East.
Yeah, they're stacked. They've got a couple good young pitchers to boot that might develop along with some of the Early Morton and the game.
It's the Phillies that's surprising me how. I mean, they're only a couple games above the Nationals. So kind of surprising on their season. I think the Mets will end up in third anyway.
Let's see. I'm looking at the standings right now, and the Braves are in first place. They are a couple games up atop of the division. They are you got the Marlins that are behind the Braves. They have 16 wins, 15 losses. The Mets are in third place. You got the Phillies who are in fourth place, and then of course you got the Nationals at 13 and wins and 18 losses in last place in that division. So
yeah,
season anything can happen, like you said, and who knows?
Well, the Phillies have lost the last 4 games they played.
Right.
That's a kind of a slide. Yeah. I guess the Marlins are the others kind of surprising in the NL East.
Dodgers are a different animal. That's why they have been kings in that division for probably of probably a long time.
Yeah, I would have.
Weston win at Dodger Stadium. Yeah.
San Diego's off to a mediocre start.
Mhm.
I would have thought that they would. I guess it's probably going to be take Tatis a while to get back in the game shape.
Mhm. Mhm. We'll see if they have the pitching. Otani is he's a fun watch, isn't he? I hope they make the playoffs so we can see him in the playoffs.
Yeah, show me the money.
Root for the Angels just for him.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. Yep.
I thought the Orioles would backslide, but the Orioles are off to a good start as well.
Yeah, we've had Uncle Rob on about a few weeks ago, and his team and he was actually babysitting with Hayden, I think, over at this like Kevin place. I think he was like somewhere in Maryland, near Baltimore. I want to say not sure exactly where he was, but we were talking about his Orioles between the Beltway series between the Nationals and the Orioles, and
Yeah.
that the Orioles are just. He said the Orioles are. He says that you have to be careful, but because he has Orioles. He was saying that he has Orioles t-shirts in his closet, probably just sitting somewhere because he likes to wear orange on him. And
Yeah.
there's gonna be maybe I bet you there's gonna be some sort of like back and forth between your team's better than mine or my team's better than yours. Or
Well, the Orioles have got
mine,
the second best record in the American League.
Yeah.
They're in second place, but that's because they're behind Tampa Bay.
Yeah, no,
But Tampa Bay's got the best record, and the Orioles have got the second best record in the American League. Any other division, they'd be number one.
Well, it's always fun to see the Yankees in last place, even though they.
Well, that's
It's fun to see.
Yeah, the Red Sox and the Yankees are just are not off to a great start so far, and these teams have got a lot of work to do, and then for their lineup on those teams. And I got to tell you, those fans up there in the Northeast have got a lot of work to do if they want to the script to make it to a 1 or 2nd finish in that division.
Well, you look at the Braves and the Orioles have the same record.
Yeah, no, I know. It's clearly the best division in baseball, the American League East.
The East is the beast.
Amazing.
It's a rough division. But Jack, you have to be careful with Uncle Rob. He'll turn this show into a 60-minute Oriole breakdown, won't he?
Oh, he will. Just like he did with me a few weeks ago. He's all into his Orioles, especially.
This is not Birdland.
No.
This is not Birdland.
It's when he's on the show, that's before you got to remind him. We're not talking all Orioles here, buddy. But his Mountaineers aren't doing anything, so that's all he's got, Yeah,
that's all his teams that he roots for. That's what teams he supports. That's all who he is, and that's who Uncle Rob is, and that's all the teams that he actually supports from his from his heyday. So
you want to end the show tonight with a prediction of the big game tonight? We've got Steph going against LeBron, game 2, 9:00 tonight. Lakers, Golden State. It's kind of a must win for Golden State, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every road team has pretty much won every game won until up to this point. So now I think heading into game 2, we got the Lakers and Golden State taking on Stephen Curry out in the Chase Center tonight at 9:00 Eastern time. It'll be, if I do the math correctly, it'll be 6:00 Pacific Standard Time out there from where my out there in the West Coast. So
I got to go with Golden State
tonight. I agree. Golden State. I've got Golden State winning this game. I think Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond. Yeah, Draymond and Kevin Rooney and those guys will step it up. I think they'll find a way to bounce back and even the series. And I agree. I have Golden State winning this game.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right. Well, Mike, you've got your assignment. You got to Drive to Survive, a couple episodes. They're
Okay.
40 minutes each. It'll suck you in. Give it a good 3 episodes to get there. And
Okay, I'm looking forward to putting the hammer down.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Kind of like your own comfort zone that you can that you can like that you can like tune into. While Aunt Laura just hears a thing that she doesn't really want to hear or say about it.
You know, Jack, we might find in a month that Aunt Lori is the biggest F1 fan, and she's got a whole new wardrobe of Red Bull racing and Mercedes racing gear. And Uncle Mike just didn't get it. And Aunt Lori is just all over it. You never know, right?
Right.
She's got the need for speed.
Oh, I bet she does.
All right, Jackson. Hey, great
Mike,
show.
Great. Yep. Great. Great to have you on as always, as our co-host, and great to have you on. Hope that you and Aunt Lori and the rest of the family enjoy the Kentucky Derby while we get this.
Absolutely.
Happy Derby Day.
Happy Derby Day, Dave. To you too. Get those 3-year-olds running.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. Get yourself Derby ready, and
right.
you enjoy the Derby with Aunt Lori, and hope they're and all the people across the country watch it, because this is a event more than a sporting event, because those events happen every year, and hope that you and Aunt Lori enjoy the Derby, enjoy the horse racing, and enjoy and most importantly, show Aunt Lori, she will enjoy the fashion and the hats, because she's into that stuff, and I think if you tune in tomorrow, she would love that, and I would appreciate it if you were to tune in. It's gonna be great and fascinating, and I highly recommend it. And feel free to tune in, and we'll check back with you next week, and love for you to tune in, and it's gonna be the Saturday, and love to tell you all about it, and feel free to tell me about it next week.
I will.
About it, and tune in tomorrow. Tune in Saturday, and if all this assignment going on, especially for today, and just tell us about it, and we'll check back with you soon. Enjoy the Derby, and you enjoy watching it, and like all of us, and have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later.
Great. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye. Have a good night.
Good Guys Sports signing
Good
up.
Guys Sports signing off. Bye-bye.